And Woody likes the crooked cock.
Hydrates or wherever he felt like was cumbersome.
On the vertical diet, what goes on the plate? Is it just?
I'll tell you what I ate:
a meat, a potato, and then a mixed veggies. And
breakfast for me, off the top of my head, was usually some cranberry juice, some orange slices, several, a couple of eggs, bunch of egg whites, white rice. Which, when you're eating white rice out of the refrigerator for breakfast, you've do that for a year.
That's fucking hard. I had the egg whites and water.
Do that for a year. It's not my favorite. In that rice, I would usually have like steamed spinach and like maybe a whole bell pepper, and that would be like a breakfast for me. And then I had 10 almonds I could eat a day. And I would usually either have those for breakfast if I was just about to go do my workout.
Wait, 10?
10. This is why whenever you talk about getting your whole can of smokehouse almonds, I'm like, a whole can will last you 3 months, buddy.
Oh no, not for me. That's 3 episodes of Sunny.
Because I eat 10 a fucking day. And so I would usually either eat those almonds for breakfast because I felt like getting that fat and those extra calories in might be helpful, kind of to fuel the workout a little bit. Or I would usually try to make that my part of my pre-workout meal. Mm-hmm. And I had a slice of cheese I could eat every day, and I would move that slice of cheese around, and I'd be
what kind of cheese?
Oh, just cheddar cheese, like just regular slice of cheddar cheese, but a thin slice of cheese, right? So
but you move it around as your little treat throughout.
Where we're gonna move our slice of cheese today?
Wait, I need to know honestly. Did you ever get to the end of a tough day and you got a little excited because you still had your slice of cheese you forgot about?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be like,
that is dedication, man.
I didn't eat my slice of cheese yet today, and I just eat it really slowly. I would just nibble it straight out of the refrigerator, like savoring every little morsel of this fucking slice of goddamn cheese that's 60 calories or something like that.
What is the benefit of? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then lunch, like you said, lots of red meat. I went back and forth between bison and super lean ground beef, both of which are really expensive. Someone asked me in my live stream yesterday on Twitch, they were like, what's the most expensive part about this? And I'm like, I think the most expensive part is either the supplements, like the over-the-counter stuff, or the diet. Because at one point I was eating 2 pounds of beef a day, and it was I think it's $10 a pound, so you're eating $20 of meat, and then there's that's just part of the diet. There's plenty of other shit that you're eating too.
That's like a moderate drug addiction.
I'm 2 pounds of red meat every day. It's time for a colonoscopy, Kyle.
What is the benefit of the red meat over ground turkey or something? There must be a micronutrient.
Like B vitamin density, the iron, all this kind of stuff that ultimately backfills those micronutrient needs. If you have a slight, a big slab of boneless, skinless chicken breast versus the equivalent calorie intake of ground bison, for example, the content of vitamins is vastly different to a point where it's well, how can I justify eating other than money or, taste or whatever? And when you get deep into a diet, sometimes you make those kind of changes based on what you can actually stick to your diet with. But assuming willpower is under control, optimal circumstances, you would probably choose the calories that have the most micronutrients in it relative to the thing that's, just hitting protein and very basic mineral needs and whatnot.
Derek, if you were to stack rank the meats, beef, or we'll just say cow, chicken, and pig, what's your order? And what's the preference?
Typically at the top of the pyramid, I would put bison as that's my go-to personally.
Bison, huh? How's zebra rank in there?
It's I don't know.
You got the grocery store. Buy the bison at Walmart.
I don't know.
But basically, it's relative to the fat content too. Bison's relatively lean compared to other cuts of red meat, so you can get a shit ton of micronutrients in. It's not the fattiest cut of your crap ground beef that you get in a log at a grocery store. Mm-hmm. You're getting way more micronutrient bang for your buck with less of the fat intake. And it's just, I don't know, that's typically my go-to personally. And I don't really deviate too much because I actually like the taste too. And ultimately some of this comes down to personal preference though too. If you have a preferred...
I do want you to try and stack rank the big three also. The cow, chicken, pig.
What about fish? That's in there. That's in the mix.
Oh yeah, big four. My mistake.
What was it? Cow? What'd you say? Cow,
chicken, fish, I'll write it down.
Pig.
Cow, chicken, pig.
You can
fish.
remember it.
Um,
Going by taste, beef is at the top also.
yeah, like ultimately, most of the red meats are going to be in general more micronutrient dense, but it also is going to come down to, you have to keep in mind the quantity you're eating. Like he was eating so much of this that you might want to pick what you can tolerate for a long span of time, because if you can't adhere to the diet, you're not going to, succeed at all. So, for me personally, like, to be honest, off the top of my head, I don't even know what the micronutrient comparison is of like some of those. But for me, like, I would typically go for the leaner cuts of red meat and then kind of deviate away from the stuff like the bacons and whatnot at like the bottom of the totem pole. So
Yeah.
And
do you eat fish much? It seems like a lot of huge guys eat a lot of fish.
I don't personally, but I supplement with omega-3s to kind of like make up for my lack of it. I try to get it once or twice a week, but in general, it's not my favorite. So
I know this isn't about me. I started having tuna as like a snack. I'll just freaking open the can and eat it straight with a fork. But Kyle pointed out the mercury issue, and I Googled it, and he was right. So you can't just pound tuna as a snack.
There's been quite a few people I know who've ended up with issues with that from eating a shit ton of fish. So something to be cognizant of too. If you're eating it, like if that's your preferred source of protein, you got to be a little bit careful with that.
I just find it was like 10 p.m. and I hadn't hit my protein yet and had calories. It's like, this is the answer. This is practically a protein shake, but in food that makes you not hungry. And you can't do tuna every day.
Yeah, I would occasionally eat tuna, like very occasionally, like maybe twice a month or something like that. And like I might have a piece of tilapia maybe once a week, but for the most part, it was bison and ground beef, like 90% of the time, and the other 10% was either tilapia or like chicken. Does
this diet cause any? You said like taking the omega-3s for fish. Does this vertical diet cause anything that you have to resupplement to make sure you're not missing out on? Does it cover most bases?
No, like in general, it advises you eat fish a couple times a week. It's just like your preference too is going to dictate what you need to kind of like backfill with, supplemental stuff. So if you're not,
I like salmon. I like tilapia. So, in my like local butcher has like really good salmon. So every now and then I would just grab a big like whole fillet of salmon and I'd eat that bad boy. That was always nice.
So before you contacted me, did you know you were like, what was your plan? To just diet on 1,200 calories until you got shredded pretty much? Or what was the what were you thinking?
He's laughing at you.
I kind of
foolish man.
It was like I was trying to like as quickly as possible lose as much fat as I could and then start something else. I needed you for like the fitness part of things. Mm-hmm. I wanted like whatever help I could get in that regard. And like the more we spoke, the more you were like interested in the whole thing. And I was like, oh, so he'll just do it all. Great. Thank God. Because it was going to be so hard to do it on my own. I would have definitely gotten like fit-ish, but like I would have been nowhere near like what we were able to get to.
Yeah, I remember asking you, because you would show these incredible progress pictures and you'd say like, I need to, and I'm injecting the L-carnitine, is that right? And I would ask like, so what's the reason behind that? And I don't know why I would always expect an answer, because the answer was always, I just do what Derek tells me to do. You're like, what's the benefit here? I don't know, Taylor. I'm doing what Derek tells me to do, and it's clearly working.
Yeah, for a lot of the things, that's how it was. Like if Derek was like, yeah, how about this much selenium? I was like, how about it? It was
selenium. I've heard of this. Yeah.
Oh, you think
that's one of the X-Men, right?
I don't even know the first letter. Is it C or an S? It could. Who knows?
S. Ubiquinol. You say, oh. $33 a month now for this little purple pill that you think I should take. Well, here we go. And like now I have like, so that's the second most expensive part. That's what I was kind of getting at. Like the diet is expensive, but my supplements are so goddamn expensive. Like everybody thinks the TRT is expensive. They're like, how much is testosterone? Are we talking like $2-3 grand a month? I'm like, all right, we're not talking about HGH here or something like this is just testosterone. It's really, really, really fucking cheap. But when you get into when you're taking Thorne multivitamins every day that are like $50-$60 a month, and you're taking like the selenium is like $12-$15 a month, and then The ubiquinol is like 30-35 a month, and then like the vitamin K, like with all the different kinds of K, is like another 30. And I'm just scratching the surface because they're all on my coffee table in there. When people come to my house, they're like, "The fuck do you have there? What is this giant pile of pills you have?" Because I've got like not only like I take about almost 30 pills a day, right? With the when you combine the load stack, I'm taking 30 fucking pills a day. So like if someone's ever around when I'm taking them, I have to get this big glass of water, and I'm just like I put them all in a pile, and I'm just taking 5-6 at a time, just fucking handfuls of them. It's absurd.
Does it matter when you take those pills? Like, can you just pound them all at once, or is it like, well, you need to take the selenium late at night because it'll interact with your blood? Like,
the Thorn multivitamin is an AM/PM mixture, so you take 3 in the morning, 3 at night, and but everything else I usually take like with breakfast. Or whenever I wake up, and I try to get everything done at the same time. I do my L-carnitine an hour before cardio or whatever's like the most strenuous thing of the day. If I'm not doing cardio, it's obviously lifting. But so I'll usually inject like both my testosterone and my L-carnitine at the same time an hour before whenever that workout's coming. Not that the testosterone is that it matters, you know, when I take it exactly during the day. Just if I'm going to be injecting one thing, I might as well inject the other, I feel.
Just get it all done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of questions for Derek.
I ended on that note. I love the wordplay.
That was the best shit I've ever heard.